Today's movie is the second plague on Egypt and the 86th plague on our good taste that we've discussed on Nuke the Shark. It's Frogs, a movie that you would think is about giant frogs that swallow people whole. It's not, it's just about regular frogs. In this movie, Sam Elliott plays a guy named Jada Pinkett Smith, whose canoe gets rudely knocked over by a day-drinking speedboater and his sister. As a way to apologize, they invite him to head back with them to their grandfather's island for his big birthday/4th of July celebration. The grandfather turns out to be a really likable character.
Damn it, Stuart, get down there and find out what the devil's going on. If anyone gives orders in this house, I do. Year ends and the year begins. It always has, it always will.
Always? What do you mean, always?
I'm not interested in what you think. Clint, keep your wife quiet.
Grandfather, something terrible is happening.
You be quiet. But I forbid it. I control these people, not you.
Okay, so the thing about this island is that there are frogs everywhere. Just a massive amount of frogs that are croaking nonstop and getting in the way. Grandpa decides that he's going to spray poison all over his land to get rid of them. The plants and animals don't like this, so they decide that it's time to balance the ecosystem and start killing everyone. So if the frogs aren't giant mutants, how the heck are they killing people? Well, let's take a look at the deaths in this movie. Victim number 1 is killed by a snake. Nice job playing dead, man. Is that really the best take that they had? Victim number 2 shoots himself in the leg and is killed by a tree that drops its leaves on him. That can't be that heavy, guy. Stop being a wimp and get up. Oh well. Victim number 3 is killed because he gets locked in a greenhouse and lizards drop these bottles of poison gas and he suffocates. So no frog deaths so far, but let's keep going. Victim number 4 is going on a long run through the woods before getting bit by a snake with some really fast-acting poison. Victim number 5 wrestles a gator before losing. The day drinker falls to another snake, and his wife is killed by a snapping turtle. Okay, we're at the 80-minute mark in the movie, and no one has been killed by a frog in this movie that's called Frogs. Finally, at the very end, after all the survivors have left and Grandpa has stayed behind because he's a stubborn old fool.
The guts. But if you want to leave, go. Go on, get the hell out of here. Just stand up and be counted. That means that you're with me or against me. You understand?
I mean, I don't know what his plan is. He's a cripple, and his family that survived took the boat. It's a really weird final last stand. Even if the frog revolution turned out to be overblown, he's just going to run out of food and water and die if the phone never comes back on. Anyway, the frogs come in and hop all over him, and the lights go out implying that he bought the farm. I'm not sure how, they're just regular frogs, they're not poisonous. He could just squish them. So Sam Elliott and some of the others get away and get picked up by a car that passes by. The big stinger at the end of the story is that the little boy in the front seat pulls out a frog. Okay, was that supposed to mean anything? It's like 6 full-grown people versus 1 frog. Overall, this movie was pretty lame and not good, and it was also bad. The big problem here is that frogs just aren't scary. The premise is just fundamentally broken. It's like Apollo 18 and the space crabs. When your main villain never seems like a threat, it's hard to make a thriller. But if I could list some positives, I did like that the movie didn't have a lot of music. In its place is the constant sound of frogs croaking. It's pretty clever and gave the movie atmosphere. I enjoyed how comically stubborn and stupid the grandpa character was. He's determined to stay on the island and enjoy his birthday, even though his family's literally dying before him. Overall, I'd give this one like a 4 out of 10.